And I specifically chose this field so that I can really make a difference. I'm Tsewang Tashi. I'm an assistant professor in the division of hematology and hematologic malignancies. And I'm also one of the hematologists at the Salt Lake City VA hospital. It's about 6-7 years now at Huntsman. My focus is on hematologic malignancies, that is blood cancers. My patient population is usually older age group, and especially at the VA hospital, I see a lot of veterans with these. I built a very long-lasting relationship with the patients, and it's very gratifying that there's a lot of newer treatments coming on these days. Since the turn of the decade, millennium, I think there's been a big revolution, the lack of the word, to say the treatment of cancer. And now we have more targeted and precision medicine treatments that are available for patients. And the diseases that were pretty fatal in the past are now no longer deemed as fatal, and we've managed to make it into a more chronic disease, although there is still a long way to go before we can completely cure these diseases, but we've made a tremendous progress. Initially, I worked in a lab with my mentor, and he specializes in blood diseases. And one of the projects was to look at how people in high altitude hypoxic environment do live and affect their blood. And one of the patient population, or the population in the group in the research, was Tibetans, because Tibetans lived in very high altitude for generations. And I myself, being a Tibetan background, this was very appealing to me. And I had a chance to go back to Tibet, which is my ancestral homeland, and it was a very moving experience, and it meant a lot to me doing that project. So my parents are Tibetans. They came from Tibet after the Chinese Revolution in late 1950s. And I was born in India, and I was raised there until my high school. And then I went to Taiwan for my medical school. My mother always had this notion that we should be a useful and productive part of the society. And especially as a child of a refugee, she had a very strong feeling that I should do something that people will value. We're also a very traditional Buddhist family, and therefore my mom was very strong opinionated that we should help others. And the choices that I had as a kid was either you become a Buddhist monk or you become a doctor. And my mom was a nurse, and that helped me shape my career. I'm really passionate about helping others, and that is, I think, the driving force behind every day when I wake up and come to work. And taking care of the patients, I have learned, how resilient you can be fighting this bad disease. It's a life-changing diagnosis when somebody has a cancer. And I specifically chose this field so that I can really make a difference. We have been able to open a lot of clinical research and clinical trial at the VA hospital. It is one of the bigger achievements, providing a lot of more treatment options to the veterans.